You might notice the upload date for this video is July 19th, but this is how the garden looked on July 5th, 2022. That's the day the video was recorded. And right out, the first thing you see into the garden is the Persimmon Tree. They're green now. They're not going to be ripe until mid-November somewhere, where they'll be a reddish-orange color. And then walking out into the garden down the path, there's grapes above you right as you walk out the back door into the garden. And there's just about anywhere you go in the garden there are grapes above you. That's a hot pepper plant. I forget the name. I planted all my bell pepper plants. I grew them from seed, but the two hot pepper plants I bought them at a nursery. And there's some blackberries. They're green. They're a long way from being ready to pick. You'll see another variety later in the video where the blackberries are starting to get color already. The different varieties, they don't ripen at the same time. And this right here, these are dandelions. I let these grow. I've already cut them down completely 3 or 4 times this summer, and they just keep on growing back. I let these plants grow right here. If the dandelion pops up anywhere else in the garden, I pull it out. I consider them weeds anywhere in the garden except right here. I let them go. And anytime a flower pops up, I just pull it off. I don't want seeds blowing all over the place and having dandelion plants pop up everywhere. And there's a little tiny rosemary. And walking down the path, there's a bell pepper plant in a pot. I have some bell pepper plants in the pots and some in the ground. All of them I started from seed. And there's the pond, or what I call Blackberry Creek. I cut down the mulberry tree last year, and so the pond gets a lot more sun than it had any years past. And ever since I cut that mulberry tree down, the water has had a greenish color. When it was in the shade, it was not green. The water was never green. And then out by the pond, more grapes above you. Like I said, there's pretty much grapes everywhere in the garden above you. And they're all green now, but there's different varieties out here. And I think there is one variety that's green when it's ripe, but they're mostly red and purple colors. I don't even know the varieties of most of these grapes. I just, call them the red grapes, the purple grapes, or the green grapes. I don't know the real names. And here's some pepper plants. It's hard to, there's a lot of peppers on there and some tomato plants there too. Well, that one needs some water. But it's really hard to see. And there's a celery. It's really hard to see the peppers, the tomatoes, the celery. I'm just, I'm realizing this is maybe one of the worst days to make a video of the garden because everything is green. And it all blends in, and it's really hard to see. The grapes are green, the tomatoes are green, the blackberries are green. Everything just looks green, so it's really kind of hard to see what's going on. At different times of the summer, there's a much more variety of color than just green, and the different plants stand out more. So there's I think that was the blackberry plant that I mentioned earlier that the berries had some color to them. I didn't stay on. Yeah, there it is again. I didn't stay on it very long, but they're starting to get some red color to them. And those purple flowers on the right, they pop up every year in the garden randomly all over the place. I don't know what they're called. Just like the grapes, I don't know the names. I just call them the purple flowers. I don't know what they are. They seem to flower all summer as long as they have enough water. When it gets dry out, they don't die, but they stop blooming. And there's some wine berries. They're just about all done. The birds ate most of them. Oh, yeah, and here's that. Wow, some of those blackberries are even turning black color. This is the other variety I was mentioned earlier, where the first variety that we looked at were all green. These are getting pretty close to being ready to pick. And there's just another one of those purple flowers. Like I said, I don't know what they are, but they're here every year, and they're always in different places. So they're not growing from bulbs. Obviously they're growing from seeds that blow around. Sometimes they even pop up in the cracks of the path. Yeah, you can hardly even see all those. There's a lot of grapes hanging there, but you can hardly even see them. They're all green right now. Yeah, I didn't think about that when I went out into the garden. I didn't realize like everything was going to be green. It was going to be so hard to see. So there's some green asparagus seeds, and yeah, I'll save some of those. When they're green, if you plant them, they won't grow into asparagus plants, but they'll turn red soon, and when they're red, then you can use them for seeds. And I saw a bunch of frogs out here today. Here's the first two, and they were pretty easy to spot. I almost didn't notice that there was a third one hiding. We'll see in a second here. There it is. You probably can't even see it right now, but I'm going to zoom in on it. It's really hiding back there behind the water and the creeping Jenny. He's found a little spot there to hang out. So I saw 3 out here that didn't jump in when I came out. There's often more frogs than that, but some of them seem braver than others. Some of them will just jump into the water as soon as I come out, and other ones just sit there.
That's all, folks.
Pe curând!